Hello everyone, welcome to my Polar Lights 1350 USS Enterprise refit build. What I wanted to do for this model was start out from the inside first, doing all the little internal models that came with it to get those all done and get them knocked out of the way. And what I have here to start out with is the Arboretum. Here. Zoom in on here a little bit for you so you can see it better. Sorry if it goes out of focus a little bit. The focus on this camera is not the greatest. It turned out pretty well. I got my photo etch parts and decals from HDA Model Works. Put those in. Turned out well. What I did for the trees, I took all the cone trees that were inside that were molded in with it out. I ground those out with my Dremel drill right down to the floor of the Arboretum, and then these little trees here that came with it, I didn't really care for those, so I ended up making my own, as you can see. And what I did for those, how I made those, is I took bread bag ties, took the paper off, so I just had the bare wire, and I would lay it next to that little tree so I get the right size, and I glue a couple of them together like this. Would glue them together and paint them brown and bend the branches out, and then I'd put CA glue on those, and I had some scale model railroad foliage and grass and gravel. And what I did for that was after I put the CA glue on it, would roll it into it, and it would stick, and then I'd add more little dabs of CA glue until I got my trees the way I wanted them, and they turned out pretty well. And for the grass, just basically put glue down where I wanted the grass to be, sprinkled the real fine grass that they had on there, and then I just tapped it off, and what stayed on there was the grass, and it turned out pretty good. So I was pleased with that. And for the gravel, I got it's called railroad ballast. The finest stuff again as I could find there at the hobby store, and basically put that on the same way. You paint it where you not paint it, but you glue it the path, and you sprinkle it on and just tap it off. What's left is your path, and it turned out really nice. I didn't use the photo etch people because they're only 2D, and to me they just didn't look right when you put them in there. So what I'd have is these military people in 3D and 1/350 scale as well, and I painted them to look like the Starfleet uniforms from like Wrath of Khan. So they turned out pretty good. Got some sitting, some walking. I do have some painted like engineers, so you can see those as well. I'll kind of tip it up here so that you can kind of give the view of what it's going to look like in the ship. So it's going to turn out pretty good. For the water, what I did is took my Dremel drill, ground all that out, and when I sanded it to get it nice and smooth, and I put tape on the bottom, and then I filled it in with micro crystal clear, let it dry, and then I took Tamiya clear blue and painted it on the bottom. It turned out pretty well. Got the blue look of water, and then for the boulders, I ended up robbing my fish tank, taking some rocks out of that, cleaned them up a little bit, put them in there to give it more of a like a park feel to it. Here's the other side. Looks pretty decent. And then when I got this done, I started on my officer's lounge. That here. There it is. Did the trees the same way. Cut out the old ones, or the ones that were basically built into it. Cut them out, sanded them down, and put the scale ones in there. I kind of like to, gives it more of a real look. And I painted, as you can see, I painted the chairs all bright orange to kind of make them stand out better, so you can see them. And I filled that with officers in there, and I do have it light blocked, so that way when I have it in the ship, the same way I have the Arboretum light blocked as well, because when it's in the ship, I'm going to have it lit from behind so you can see the warp nacelles lit up from behind. And there's no light coming through the other parts of the walls or the floor, so that's good. I'll show you the Arboretum here in just a second, so you can see how it's the forced perspective walls in that look pretty good. Let's see here, yeah. And that gets lit up from the inside. You're going to see that like this. I'll zoom in here. Kind of gives it a 3D image look there, a forced perspective. Turned out really nice. And now that I have those done, I started working on my shuttles. What I did for these is when I went online and just typed in Galileo 5 from Star Trek, and I ended up coming up with some pictures of it from the, I think it was a Final Frontier, and I printed them out and kept them so that way I could paint them as close to that look as possible to make them screen accurate. And for these, right here on like the little engines, they have the blue. Can't really see it too well here, but it's got the blue, and then in the front of the nacelle there, it's got the venting for it. On the second shuttle, I left the back door open because what I want to do as I get it into the shuttle bay is I want to have some more of those 3D figures standing on it to make it look like they're doing maintenance on it. So it's going to look pretty decent when it gets in there. Here are my shuttle pods as well. They turned out good. And what I did for my work bees, I glued them on toothpicks for now, so that way they're easy to work with and paint. That way I don't end up smearing them or anything like that when I'm working with them. And they're pretty detailed as well, because I looked up pictures of these guys on the internet as well. Got like where the thrusters are and painted those on. They turned out really nice. And with just that little drop of glue on the bottom of them, on top of the toothpick, they just snap off real easy. They don't leave anything behind. They don't take any of the wood with them from the toothpicks. They just come off nice and neat. And I have a couple of them down here that are done. Zoom in on them here for you. These turned out pretty well too. With the shuttle here. Got the photo etch parts on those, as you can see. I do have some cargo containers here. I still got working on those a little bit. As you can see, there's kind of gaps in them yet. Still got to get them bent a little more so there's no gaps, and put some filler on them so they look solid. Right now I just got them primed up a little bit so for being painted. And I have my work bee trains there as well. Still working on those. Got them primed up and get those as screen accurate as possible. I'm going to have all this stuff hopefully in the shuttle bay if there's enough room. Maybe have one of the trains flying through. And then over here I have my rec deck that's going to go in the Enterprise with the decals on it. Way in the back there, it's got a picture of the Katinga class Klingon battlecruiser being assimilated or absorbed into V'ger. See if I can't get it up here so you can see it better. There we go. I've got this all light blocked, so the lights are going to be coming through from the sides and from the top when it gets inside the ship, and from behind. It'll light up better than that a little bit. See. All in all, it's turning out really well. Little parts are coming together here and there. And let's see. Then I have some people I've got painted. Well, I got where they are. I'm going to scatter throughout the shuttle bay. And the shuttle bay is not quite finished yet, but it's getting there. I do have the walls, some of the walls, it's dry fit together, it's not glued or nothing. But I got it painted up pretty good so far, I think. Back piece here, it's got a few people on the back. It's got like Scotty talking to a couple guys back there. And there's some people on the walks there. And what I did for the entrance part of the shuttle bay here was to get the markings down here. What I did is put some adhesion promoter on it, and then I used my airbrush and sprayed it a light yellow. And then when it dried, I masked it off with stripes and the box. And when I had it all masked off, I put a couple coats of this neutral gray on it to would end up light blocking it. And when that dried, of course, I took off the masking. And what I plan on doing is using LED strip lighting to go underneath it, and it should light up. There we go. It'll light up hopefully like that, to give it kind of a glow look to it for like when the shuttles are arriving and departing. So this is what I have done for now. Hopefully the next day or two I'll start actually working on the Enterprise herself and the saucer section and get things really rolling on it. I'm going to paint it with a pearl white and try doing the Aztecing on it. That's going to be hopefully turn out pretty nice. From I've been understanding it's quite challenging, and I do like a challenge. So hope you guys will stick with me through this build and see how it turns out at the end. Until then, just do what you do what you like doing best, and keep on modeling.